Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's brick haul 129, would you believe, with a package from bricklink.com. Well, it'll be easy to get into this package because, well, if I'm honest, I've already opened it, and that's because I needed to get a few final pieces out of this order for my submarine conversions that I did last week. Let me just get rid of the box. Toss that over my head. So I've just peeked inside, but I haven't gone through anything because it's all here for us to go through together. And wow, this is going to be an absolutely awesome order because it's got loads of army building in it for loads of fun things and loads of vital parts that I've been collecting that are kind of finishing things off, and loads of different things for different projects, including obviously loads of stuff for the Under the Sea cabinet. So I'm really looking forward to this. It has been waiting a long time because I guess nothing was crazy urgent until now. But anyway, let's go into it with this bag. I'm going to need my knife. Here we go. Oh, golly. Caught it. We've got a large sort of, I don't remember ordering that, kind of rocket piece. Oh my lord, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Right, that was noisy. That is the most interesting thing, isn't it? Wow, that is absolutely huge. So this was a speculative buy, and it's a big crown, as you can tell. I thought it would be, well, not minifigure size, because I knew it went on a large figure, but not that large. I didn't realise that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this. But this was from the set King Matthias 8790, or Matthias, depending on how you pronounce that, from 2004. And it's in the interesting colour reddish gold, which I've got to say I've never seen before or got any parts of. And I was thinking, because it was a huge crown, that I could use it as, well, some decoration on one of my builds for something Brick Nottingham-y, given that I use the crown as the sort of sigil of Brick Nottingham. But that is absolutely massive. So basically, yeah, I'm going to need ideas for how I can use that. That just is crazy big, and I don't even know. I think it could attach to a stud in there. It looks like it can attach to one stud. And it looks like it's got one stud on the top. So, yeah, very difficult to use that. Got this to, I think I'm going to do a flower planter with it. It's kind of that way up. That was in one of the recent builds, like the, it was from the Queer Eye that was done. There's this boulder, which I wanted because it has neon orange kind of accent colours to it. I'm just going to check that. There we go. Yep, that is glowing. So that is the right one. Quite interesting. So I should be able to have that on the bottom level of my deep sea cabinet because it will glow under UV light. And a lot of people have suggested that I have kind of a underwater volcano type scene, maybe with a deep sea vent or something like that. So I figured this would be absolutely perfect for that. So yeah, that's what that's for. Another boulder that I've never had before is this one. It kind of comes in two parts, and they must clip together like that, presumably, and then that kind of opens up, and that's in dark red, obviously. So that was only in one set, 70155 Inferno Pit from 2014, and I think I'm right in saying that I can add an elastic band, an official one, of course, to this. I can't see where. Oh, I have to hook it through there and there. Oh, well, I'm going to do that off camera then, because that's going to be absolutely crazy. I think I have to hook it onto these two things, and then it will kind of spring shut. So I got this out in case I needed it, but I don't think that's going to be that easy, so I'll do that later. Plate, another one of those, this time in red. So I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but it'll be under the sea. I figured I could extend my massively tall tower that's got President Business on the top of it by getting just one more of these windows, because it turned out that I got given a few pieces and I bought a few others that means I could create a whole new floor of that, and this was the only thing missing to do that. So one day I might be able to extend that if I so choose. Some flames for Plant Life Hero Factory for Under the Sea. One of those. Should be a couple of those, I hope. Oh, I can see one in another bag. That's weird how they've separated those. Maybe one's new and one's used. That's for a train build. Some doors, that'll be for my double modular coming up. And some tiny pieces. Oh, yes. I've been looking forward to these. Not that they're crazy important or anything, but I just really like them. These little one by one sort of post-it notes. that have been in a few friend sets usually, but also the 21310 Old Fishing Store, which I always think is weird when I see pictures of it because it doesn't look like my one, and that's just because I've mirrored mine, so everything's back to front. So that's why I always think it looks a bit weird when I see a picture. Cupcake pieces, these sort of little brush pieces that I figure should be under the sea as well, maybe. They look a bit regular, but it could work as a sort of coral or something. Got this sort of cold compact type thing that you would use on an ill person. Something under the sea maybe. Lots of little flowers as well for the climbing plant at my hospital, and another one that I have somewhere else. And then some fan pieces. I love these decorated fans. They're only in 2 sets. I think it was a Mulan one and also Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum from 2016. That's 76060. And they're just absolutely lovely with that sort of patterning on in gold. And I'll use those as fins for a fish because I think they look very iridescent and like fins. So they look lovely. More little pieces. Now I got these chrome arrow points to be the sort of ends of the wings of that Green Goblin glider. And these were quite hard to find. And I made this order just before I was given some as part of a brick haul from subscribers. So essentially these are now going spare. So I've got 3 chrome arrows. So maybe I need some ideas for those. But they're very nice pieces and they're in really good condition actually. But yeah, superfluous to needs at the moment. Some lovely ripped or stapled jeans from the Series 4 Punk Rocker. Can't get enough of that. We've got 2 Islander torsos, which were in all sorts of Islander sets, including 6292 Enchanted Island from 2001, which has got to be one of the best sets ever from that age. But yeah, these look absolutely great condition, which I'm glad to see. Yep, so you can probably imagine that they are going to be worn by people in my tiki bar, because I'll be doing a tiki bar at some point. So that's them, getting ahead of myself. One of those. Some one pieces. Lots more cupcake pieces. Some of those profile bricks. All sorts of glittery dishes and stuff like that. Oh, now this is quite interesting. A magnifying glass with a red lens. So that is from 3 sets, including 4746 Mobile Command Center from 2004, where it's on the end of that robotic arm on top of that great big beast of a machine. And I don't really know why I'm going to use this, but something that I could use it for was pointed out before when we've got these tiles that I got on a different brick haul where you can use red. Well, it's not showing up that well. It's hard to show you this, but you can use a red lens to kind of blot out the blue, is it? Or blot out the red. I can't really see what that's showing you through my screen, but essentially, yeah, that might or might not be working. There's one of those. And the seahorse was the more recent one I got. And you can do the same with blue glass and blot out the other one. So I think we can see the red there, can we? Or, yeah, it's really hard for me to tell what you can see. Anyway, put those back to one side. I can either use it for that, or I thought I could use it for sort of the targeting sort of mechanism of a super secret police gun. Basically, so it looks like it's infrared, or maybe it's got night vision or something like that. So that's why I was thinking of buying it, just to experiment with that. Ooh, lots of little bricks in white and yellow. That's probably for my double modular, I think. An absolute huge amount of kind of gem pieces, but these are the ones with the stud on top, so I should be able to stack them for under the sea and make some very sort of tall sort of plants, maybe with slightly irregular leaves on it, going up, very crystalline looking, but that'll be really interesting. So I've got about 100 of those. What else have I got? I've got some more glass panel pieces and some legs here in red, the short ones. I really like them with a little bit of skin showing. Use them on all the young folk in my fairground probably. So they must have been a good price. More bits. Now this is very important. This is the windscreen for my second ship that I'll be making after I finished my cargo carrier that we started this week. And that is a very important piece for that. I think I need 2 for that as well. I think I've put them on the sides as well, but this has been on all sorts of ships and ferries and houses as bay windows, and even a Space Rover Explorer set 31107, where it's kind of halfway down the side there, albeit with different glass. And that's from 2020, and there's a very good alien build as part of that set. If ever I do a space scene, I might have to copy that alien. That's really cool if you ask me. So that's another really interesting bit. Loads more colour for Under the Sea. Ooh, and this guy, who is one of the sort of game pieces from the Atlantis game, No Atlantis Treasure 3851, where this is King Trident, who is the central character of that. But I just thought, all in gold, he was either, I don't know, a treasure for the museum, or I don't know what else, but ideas for that maybe as well. He looks a bit too fancy for a gift or sort of prize at the fairground, unless it's the star prize, of course, I suppose. But yeah, that looks really nice. You can see why I was excited about this order. There's just so many cool things already, and we're nowhere near through it yet. Right, another bag. Nice to see recycled packaging. I've got some springy legs in orange for basketball players. If we're going to use that basketball court I got gifted, I'm going to need some of that. We've got a Simpsons Series 2 Selma head, which will just be a brain coral from the back. We'll have to put some other plants very close up to that so we don't see her ugly mug in the front of it. We've got a couple more of the sort of pixie caps, as some people call them, in this lavender colour. Now, one of those is quite faded because they're supposed to be the same colour. Look at that. Completely different. But that's all right because it will go under the sea and there'll be natural variations in between them. So I think that'll look fine. Then we got some good minifigures. This is a Coast Guard lady who I didn't want for that. I wanted for the lovely torso that is underneath. So let me just put her back together again. There we go. Yeah, I really liked her sort of harness on the front there, like she could be lowered down by a helicopter or something like that. And maybe she's just having a tea break right now, but she's got the logo there on her life preserver as well. So yeah, that was good. Very cheap too. Another cheap one was just another pirate. This one was actually part of 852750 Tic-Tac-Toe from 2009, which is kind of like a pirate and soldier battle pack because there were 10 figures in that pack and very few pieces apart from that. So if you were around in 2009, then that was probably a really good buy. If you're interested, actually, this Coast Guard character was from 60165, 4x4 response unit from 2017. A couple of pairs of legs with all the sort of muddy bits on. Basically, they were from a couple of Crooks sets, but I like to get those as well, just for workmen or even for Crooks themselves, just to reflect some dirty clothing. Then we've got a load of bits for making rock walls under the sea. I think we got some of these last time. It was a Bricklink haul with the sort of fingers on. I think they just add a lot of detail. We can have a lot of those used on all sorts of bits of a rock wall. I think that would be really nice. It always annoys me when people make a rock wall and they just use the burps and basically just stack them in great big towers, and it just looks so repetitive. The sort of random pattern of a burp is completely repeated and becomes totally unrandom. But anyway, that'll help break them all up. Then we've got loads of these. I don't know why I bought loads of these. Oh yes, I do. I'm going to use these to hold all these tentacle pieces and stuff under the sea. So you see there's a hole in the middle for an axle. So I can put that or hold it to a wall or to the floor or wherever I want it. And then the other 4 can hold something else. Would it be a stick with one of these on, or a stick with a pixie hat on, or a stick with one of these sort of balls on, or cupcake, or goodness knows what, maybe all going off at different angles. So I bought a load of those, an absolute load as well. 2 dark green slopes. Now, these curved ones are the ones I used on my wonderful Flying Knotsman train, and I saw them going cheap, and I thought, well, one day I might want to make another carriage for that, in which case I need 4 of these and 2 of the lovely curved roof ends. So I thought I'd grab those while I could, but I've got no real firm plan to do that. I think we've got a lot of other things to get done first. More bits for my modular. I won't tell you what they're for, those facet bricks or them. Now this is good. Let's hope the sticker's all right. Good, it is. So I've had this skateboard before with this wonderful purple sort of electric bolt pattern, but last time I got it, it was damaged. So I put it back on my list for getting another one. And this is from Mia's Bedroom, 41327 from 2018. And this one looks absolutely perfect, though it's not perfectly straight, but that's fixable using my patented hot tea technique. Cool. So yeah, that's really nice. I think I've nearly got all the skateboards they've done now. There's a few new ones that I haven't got because, well, they haven't really hit the second-hand market yet, but you know, I'm virtually there. Nothing much else of interest there. Oh, there's a glass for a train window. That's relatively interesting, I suppose. I don't think I'd need my knife, but obviously I do with all of this recycled packaging. Lots of different bits and bobs in here. I think this is probably the most interesting bit. These are those sort of barnacle, well, eyepieces or all sorts of different uses, really. Sometimes I use them to use as the handle on a motor or something like that. But these ones are in glow-in-the-dark white, or opaque glow-in-the-dark, I think it's called actually. And these were used in 5 sets, including 4998 Stegosaurus from 2008. And on that set, they were used as glow-in-the-dark eyes. And that's exactly what I intend to use them for. Except I'm going to use them for this. If you remember this, it's an Atlantis build, the Guardian of the Deep 8058. And this I got gifted as part of one of my subscriber hauls. And I've basically given it a bit of a wash and built it all, realigned all of the stickers. Yes, you know how. And the one thing I didn't like about it was its red eyes. So I thought I would change them for glow-in-the-dark. So when it goes in my cabinet, they should really pop. So I think that'll be good. Yes, that'll be great. Cool. So that is good to get those. Anything else in that bag? Oh, yes. Here we go. Now, these are just some Battle Droid legs in black. And they're not the ones I need. The one I need is ridiculously hard to get. There's about 3 for sale in the world, and they're very expensive. But these are incredibly similar. And they're the last part I need, albeit wrong part, to finish my K2SO droid, which originally came in 75156, Krennic's Imperial Shuttle from 2016. And wow, I think I've got all the parts for this in separate hauls, but now I've got kind of a working whole, and I think he's absolutely great because he is arguably the best droid, in my opinion, from all of Star Wars. So yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic. Very happy with him. He's arguably not quite tall enough, but he's about the same height as a person. He should be taller, of course, but yeah, I really like him because he's got really good humour. Like when he says he wouldn't die because he can survive in a vacuum in space. And everyone just looks at him blankly. That is great, from Rogue One, of course. Yeah, so he is brilliant. So when I was talking about completing projects, that was one of the ones I was thinking about. Kind of a purple globe piece as well. These are to go around my sweet shop, this and the Lion one, incidentally. Next little bag. And this one has got some... didn't really open that very well. This one has got some slopes in it, in yellow. That'll be for my double modular. This is a very interesting piece. I don't think I've had this before. Wow, look at that in trans green. That is a very sort of faceted dome piece that is usually making up the eye of one of 4 sets, including 6837, Cosmic Creeper from the Insectoids line in 1998. And yeah, you guessed it, that's probably going under the sea. It'll probably be another brain coral or something like that, but it really is quite funky, isn't it? So maybe I should use that somewhere else. Ideas for that as well, perhaps. Oh, I can't stop looking at how it glitters. It's great. Less good from the inside. Brilliant. What else did I tip out just then? I can't see any of it. Oh yeah, this big stack in the middle, wasn't it? Yeah, there's the other one of those. They're all pretty boring pieces, so let's move on. Now I can see some real army building stuff in here. Oh yes. Oh yeah, 3 different armies we can start building with the contents of this build, this bag. I've got not 1, not 2, but 3 more swamp creatures from the set The Swamp Creature 9461 from 2012. Yeah, so that'll be the 4th, 5th and 6th swamp creature in my army of those. So that'll be really good. I'll have to work out what they're armed with. They'll need some sort of club or spear or something. But they're looking great. So 3 more of those. A new army is going to be started with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Foot Soldier who's been, well, in 6 different sets, including 79122, Shredder's Lair Rescue from 2014. And I've got 1, 2, 3 of those to kickstart a bit of an army of them as well. They're very dark, but they're really quite nice. I quite like their sort of silvery eyes. I think from memory, these are kind of robots, aren't they? Or androids or something. Oh, they got printed back as well, and back of head. Yes, they're quite cool. I figure the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do need somebody to fight. And also, of course, I've got Shredder, which I've yellowed up and given him a really good head with a dodgy eye, as per. So that can be his army of troops, of course. So that'll be really good to have as a scene around Brick Knotting. We'll have to decide where they're going to go. Oh, having a bit of a calamity. Oh, I missed that. Here is the hat and hair combo from the Series 8 Cowgirl. So that's really nice. I just thought a young lady at the fair might be wearing that or something like that. I've got the actual Cowgirl in the balcony of my hotel facade. More little eggs with little socks and shoes. Very cute. Different colour. Another person with a dolphin top. That's not been in that many sets. The only time I got it before was in the Ferris wheel, the 10247. This particular combination with everything else came from 10677 Beach Trip from 2015. So yeah, it's good to get that torso again because it's quite a nice one, I must say. Very cheap as well. Another one of those Hero Factory flames, but in white this time. An alien for my Alien Cantina scene. It's kind of a robot, or, well, goodness knows what. Maybe it's some sort of rock creature or something like that. It's called an Iron Drone, Devastator in brackets, with red eyes. And it was in 4 Exoforce sets, this one, including 4 versions of it in 7707, Striking Venom from 2006, which is an amazingly nasty-looking creature set, isn't it? Wow, I should almost get that set and convert it into black and white and have it as a super secret police sort of massive machine. It looks like the sort of thing they'd appreciate. But this guy's really interesting. I haven't really seen him before, and I figured he would fit in an Alien Cantina scene. Maybe he's a creature, maybe he's a robot. Oh, I see, the red eye is actually like a Technic Axle bit kind of stuck into the back of his head. Yeah, he's interesting. Yes, that's interesting. That isn't to do an army with. That's just for my Cantina build. The third army is going to use these blue saddles. So if you remember and watch a lot of my brick hauls, you'll remember the Lady Cyclops, who I've given this baby Triceratops to, and she's the sort of sand blue colour, and she's got this olive green creature to ride with a green saddle. And I said the Series 9 Cyclopses, of which I have 1, 2, 3 already, should be, well, they're in olive green already, so they should really ride a blue Triceratops, and therefore they'd need a blue saddle for that. So basically, I thought I'd have 1 on there for the army that is behind the Queen. It's from Series 13, of course. The second one can go on there with that. And then I've got a third one and a third saddle. But no third baby Triceratops. So I'm still in the market for that. But you can see that this is another fantastic mounted army. In this case, I'm going to need a few more clubs as well. So yeah, this has got to be the biggest army builder haul we've ever done, with the doubling of our Swamp Creature army from 3 to 6, the starting of our Foot Soldier army, and our army of Cyclopses taken to the next level with full saddles. And that is actually the first part that I kind of located to find this vendor, one that had 3 of these very old and hard to find blue saddles. So I'm very happy that they're all in really good condition. I just need to get that last Triceratops. Anyway, we're nearly there. Couple more baggies. Ooh, this one's almost open. This one has a dark pink slide. Why do I want that? I've already done a kind of playground. Well, you'll have to guess. I'm not going to tell you. A couple of dark tan bricks. And these are going to support some under the sea plants as well. and they can be bent, of course. I don't know how I'm going to use them yet, but they were quite cheap, so I got them here. I know you can get them from third parties as well, like Amazon, this sort of exact proportion of pipe, but I kind of like buying the real stuff, so I'll keep doing that. Toss those on there. A bag of plates, brackets, and the black funnel for ship number 2 after the cargo carrier. That's going to be really fun, actually. That's going to be a really, really quite hilarious build, I think, when we get to that. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but yeah, it is very fun. It's got play features and everything. Completely of my own design. And then more pieces for Under the Sea. These sort of bottom or middle section of the dinosaur tails, which will make all of my plants a bit longer. We've got dark blue kind of tentacle pieces. More spring legs, this time in red. And I can use these red ones underneath that little ride that we had outside the supermarket modular that I made as part of that little car. And therefore it can kind of actually spring with a bit of a play feature as well. I was keen to get a set that were the right colour so they didn't show up too much against the red car. So it wouldn't look very good with the orange ones, for example. And then a few more colourful bits and bobs. Wow, so golly, what an absolutely fantastic haul. I've been really looking forward to opening this, actually, because of all the wonderful minifigures, because they are my favourite, I think. But yeah, swamp creatures galore, foot soldiers galore, Cyclops saddles galore. We've got the K2SO, we've got the Islander torsos, we've got this alien come sort of creature come robot type thing. What was he called? An iron drone? Yeah, don't know. Some more minifigures, parts for modulars, parts for vehicles I'm not going to tell you about, cargo wagons, rock faces, Under the Sea, of course. Absolutely loads of stuff. Wow, fantastic. Well, what an absolutely huge heap of awesome we've got here. Not just the minifigures, but all the different new pieces that are new to me, like this wonderful guy here in copper, which is very interesting colour indeed for Lego, and this reddish gold. And this is one of the parts I'm going to need your help with, of course, so do give me your ideas. I think it's a bit too big to be used in a city. The one thing that does just occur to me is that maybe this is the crown of a huge statue that once stood over Brick Nottingham that maybe fell into the sea, kind of like the Colossus of Rhodes, and maybe therefore it's in my deep sea cabinet, sort of as some treasure to be found. Maybe I'll have to manufacture some sort of statue head that goes in there, but other ideas are definitely welcome. Oh, another thing I've just done in the last few minutes is add the elastic band to this. It actually goes around the bottom, it would seem, so it's very sort of carefully held together, and then you just got to touch it a little bit and it springs open like that. So that is really quite cool. So I don't know how I'm going to use that, but that's a very new that's a very new piece on me. So good fun all round. So yeah, wonderful minifigures, wonderful parts, wonderful projects coming up. Awesome. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome Lego videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you want to send something to the channel for a future subscriber brick haul, you can to the usual address. And then next time on Robin Hood Bricks, I haven't decided what we're doing on Friday. That largely depends on the postal system and if I get anything brand new in from Lego. Otherwise, I think we'll get on with our deep sea base or maybe continue with one of our ship builds. So whatever we get up to, I'm sure we'll have great fun. So until then, see you! For the Queen! Charge!